My week 6 Monday weight check was at 192. So I'm 12 days out from the competition at 180 with 12 pounds left to go. So hopefully, if I stick to the diet this upcoming week, I will be able to drop a few more pounds and make it less of a weight cut and more just losing weight as I go. Because as I've mentioned before, cutting weight, I am not a fan of. It sucks. I hate it. But losing weight is okay with me, and there is a significant difference there. Anyway, this footage here is actually on Sunday after our full MMA practice, which I was already dead tired. But pushed through 2 entire circuits of this, and I sped it up to 2 times speed, so I'm not really moving very quickly, as you can imagine. But overall, last week, my diet was all right. I only had 3 or 4 meals that weren't exactly on line with what I was hoping to do, but even those meals, I maintained realistic portions of food, which, instead of eating 1 to 2 entire pizzas, I had 1 to 2 slices of pizza. So that was all right. And moving forward into the upcoming week where I'm trying to make weight, I'm going to just try to, for the first few days, stick with drinking a lot of water and then cutting that water out the last 1 or 2 days and having smaller portions, high protein meals, and avoiding snacks and things like that. Anyhow, each week when I like to highlight people who helped me along the way, this week, even though there's not going to be footage of them, I'm going to go with my parents here. My mom is the number 1 fan of this series, which I'm grateful. Honestly, number 1 fan of me in general, which is cool. And I'm definitely in her top 2 favorite children. So that's good as well. But she indicated to me that she enjoys when I do the voiceover stuff rather than just sitting there talking. So I'm going to stick with that and keep it going. So obviously, I'm very fortunate to have 2 supportive, great parents, which I understand is not something everyone has. So I'm very grateful for that. And they have taught me so many lessons along the way throughout my life. And many of them, even though they were taught to me at a young age, still stick with me and, help me as I'm doing this, as I'm doing everything in life. So, I don't know. I guess while I'm still have footage of this, I'll talk about a couple of them. One of which is definitely a driving force here is that my mom taught me, I want to say I was in 2nd grade or so, and she expressed to me the importance of how everyone has something that you can learn from them. You're not better than anyone, you're not worse than anyone, you're not superior to anyone. And these weren't her exact words, but basically what it boiled down to is you can learn from everyone. So, there's not footage of me at the kids class for Jiu Jitsu, but even when I go to the kids class, I recommend, this kid may be 8 years old, but they do some things better than me. They know some things better than I know them, and I can, still learn while I'm working with kids, adults, whoever. And I think that's been a big driving force in, going to sumo, going to jiu-jitsu, going to kickboxing, Muay Thai, all that type of stuff, is there are so many people that I experience and get to work with, and I have the opportunity to learn from every single one of them. And then I cut out some of the circuit where I wasn't visible and just added this little bit in. And then just, from my dad, I think we're very similar in a lot of ways. And for some reason, obviously I'm into a lot of things here with all the different types of combat sports. And one of the things that amazed me about him, no matter what I was doing or what I was into, he had some knowledge of that. And he just had an amazing way to retain information. And obviously he had some baseball experience. So like growing up playing baseball, him throwing me thousands and thousands and thousands of pitches and always giving me input was helpful. And then, even stuff that I didn't really think he had a background in. I remember wrestling and him telling me, hey, do this, when this guy does that. And sure enough, it worked. And I pinned the guy. Then I asked him like, how in the hell did you know that? You don't know wrestling. And he was just like, oh, we had it in gym class. So, I think in a lot of ways, my quest for knowledge is really outshining my quest to get back in shape here, because I really do want to learn. So overall, very grateful to have the parents that I have, and they've helped me in ways that they don't even know. Here I was working with this kid. He always kind of seeks me out when he's in the gym. He likes working with me. He in the middle of the round, he asked me some questions about takedowns, which fortunately I know a little bit about. I don't know much, on top or bottom with jiu-jitsu. I'm not the greatest at it, but on my feet, I do have some ability to take people down. And so I worked with him on that. And then we just, rolled the rest of the round. And, I have some awareness of my body, so I know obviously I'm bigger than him, so I can give him opportunities to be successful in little spots. And, it's nice that he knows that I'm a safe person to work with. This guy, he told me his name in a previous week, but honestly, I forget. I know he's from Germany, and there's one of my bad habits with jiu-jitsu. People, as compared to wrestling, people are so much more passive in jiu-jitsu. So in practice, I end up getting impatient and taking a bad shot. Obviously, it worked out here because I was able to catch a leg and keep moving forward. And then I went to my really only submission I like, the head and arm choke, and Chad coached him through. And then he took a little break and showed him how to get out of it, which you'll see he does get out of it the next time. Here, I was even trying to let him have my wrists because I know if he held onto my wrists, I could still move his arm even though he was holding it. So I decided to set the shot up in a different way. You'll see me fake 2 shots, and then on the third one, I stayed with my level changed. So I saw how he reacted to the first one, then I did it again, and then I stayed in the level change because I knew he was going to come back up in it, and I tried to time it as he was coming back up to shoot in. Here I sped up us just sitting in guard because that's the boring part of jiu-jitsu, and pretty soon he'll try to sneak in his right leg to get to like a butterfly type guard, and then I knew at that point I'd be able to pass into half guard. And then from here, you'll see working for that same head and arm choke, but he took in what Chad, our coach, had taught him, and he was able to do exactly what he said and prevent me from securing that choke. And then we'll hang out here a little bit longer, and then I end up getting into mount. And like I've expressed previously, I just absolutely hate doing things that would manipulate joints because I don't ever want to hurt anyone when I'm doing any of these things. So I just, got into mount and was just, as you can see, super lazy about it. But fortunately, this provided opportunity for him to scramble out and reverse me, I believe is what happens. But from that reversal, I worked to set up a triangle choke. But yeah, as you can see, jiu-jitsu is fairly boring. Out of all the grappling sports, not entirely my favorite, but a lot of practical applications to things, I guess. People are big fans of it, and it's growing rapidly, so it's a lot more accessible than other stuff. But here, I just decided to go into guard and then try to work for a triangle choke. I already had his arm kind of where I wanted it, and I know I didn't quite have my feet where I wanted, but I know once I was here and got his arm to the other side, I could fix that later. And once I did that, pulled down on his head and was able to secure the triangle choke. As we moved in, this is actually the first sparring round. And I'm working with Manasseh here. He's 18 years old and recently graduated from high school last year. But he's from Brazil and he has a lot of kickboxing experience. He is so much better than me at kickboxing. He's so quick, he's fast. But the amazing thing, and the reason why I love sparring and having rounds with him, is we can have playful, light rounds, and he's super controlled, and he'll land his techniques but not do anything to cause any damage to me, which is ideal, because he's not, as far as I know, he's not interested in taking MMA fights, but he is interested in continuing his kickboxing training. So as you can see, he has a lot of skills, he has a lot of balance, and he knows what he's doing. And one of the things, obviously I'm able to learn from him as well. When you spar with people better than you, that's how you get better. One of the things with him he is really great at is whenever I land a low kick, you can guarantee that he is coming back with one of his own, and they're always landing. So he does a good job with that, and that's something that he has taught me. But you can see his quickness and control here on display, and it's always fun to work with him because he is so much better than me, and he is so controlled that I don't have to, shell up and be scared of getting hurt. I've talked to him about the upcoming Muay Thai tournament, and they also have kickboxing divisions, and hopefully he's interested in going with me, so I sent him the information, so hopefully we'll be able to both head down there and I won't be all by myself like I was at the last few. He changes up his style a little bit. Right there, I acknowledge that kick with that heel would have knocked me out, probably. But once again, just so controlled, and it's so fun to work with him because I can get better, and hopefully he can find ways to get better there too. What? Yep. Right there, in watching this with Manasseh this round, there were a couple opportunities where I was in tight and out of the clinch or out of that tight quarter, like close range. Usually when I'm pushing off and creating more distance, I try to remember to throw like a body kick or something. And there were a couple times here that I didn't do it, but fortunately in further rounds after this, I did a lot better job of that with some other guys. But in here, like I said, there was another opportunity where kind of breaking a tie, and that's a great spot to throw something that I just didn't take. There we traded a couple jabs, traded some low kicks. But he's so calm, and one of the things about fighting is, like, people who haven't done it always think of it. They always associate fighting with aggression, and really, it's to be successful. It's kind of the opposite. Obviously, yeah, aggressiveness under control is important, but to be able to be in a bad situation, which is someone trying to punch or kick you, and be able to remain calm and focused is a huge skill. And I think it translates to other areas of life, being under pressure and being able to, be calm, analyze the situation, and go on from there. But that was it. If you watched this for some reason, thank you so much, and have a good one.